All right, this is lesson, well done, yeah, that's fine. Lesson 2.2, distributive property, pre-algebra, on page 71. Okay, so listen, this right here, you're going to get very familiar with the distributive property. What the distributive property does is looks like this. I'm going to show you what it looks like in algebra. Okay, this is the most common thing you'll see. You'll see a number or a letter outside of a parentheses like x plus 3. Okay, you will need to look at this and really recognize this. I'm telling you, because it isn't. We're going to go over this now, and then every once in a while I'll bring it up, but I mean, you have to know that this is the distributive property. How many of you know what to do here? Does anybody here know what to do? I think you probably did a little bit of this last year, just a little. What you do is this. What it means is that it's 2 times x plus 3. That is the same thing. I'm going to show you right now. That is the same thing as 2 times x plus 2 times 3. You need to look at that. I need you to really look at that and see that those are the same. We'll talk about it in a second, but I want you to look at it so you can see. 2 times x plus 3 is the same as 2 times x plus 2 times 3. Okay, now, here's how we do it. Here's how we actually do it. I want you to get in the habit of doing this. Rainbow, rainbow. The 2 is going to be distributed to both the x and the 3. Notice what I do here. Please pay attention. This is probably something brand new for you, and I'm telling you from now until you're dead in your algebra career, you're going to be doing this. The 2 gets distributed to the x and the 3. So, what is 2 times x? What's 2 times x? Yes, you do. What is it? How would you say that? 2x. Okay. And then, what is 2 times 3? So, plus 6. 2 times x plus 3 is 2x plus 6. That's how you simplify a problem using the distributive property. Do you understand what I'm saying here? Okay. You guys try one. Try that. All right, so this is what you would do. You're going to go, the 5 gets distributed. Rainbow, rainbow. The 5 is distributed to both. What is 5 times m? 5m. What is 5 times a negative 4? Isn't it? Here's the deal. So listen. Here, let's talk about this. You're right. If you want to go 5 times 4, that's fine. What is 5 times 4? 20. But guess what? This guy here comes right down to there, right? So here's the deal. Or you can say 5 times negative 4 is, isn't it the same thing? You see what I'm talking about there? Isn't it the same thing? Right? Okay. How many of you got that? 5m minus 20. Who got 5m plus 20? Nobody? Okay, are you paying attention? Are you on this? Okay, try another one. Try that. So everybody watch. This is where you learn. You're watching. Distributive property. Rainbow, rainbow. What is negative 3 times y? Negative 3y. What is negative 3 times positive 4? Right? Do you see it?
Yeah, I did negative 7.
How many of you got negative 3y minus 12? Okay. Notice this. And this is where things get, nasty later as you move along in algebra. I mean, it could go like this. I could have an x out here, and then multiply that by 2y plus m minus 4. And here's the deal. If I said simplify that using the distributive property, you would go rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. All 3, right? Rainbow, rainbow, rainbow. X times 2y is 2xy. X times m is mm plus mx. Why do I put the m in front? Alphabetical order. Generally, that's what you want to do. There's no rule. If you put xm, that's fine, but so I don't have to say 2 or 3 different answers every time, we put them in alphabetical order. And then on what is x times negative 4? Negative 4x, right? Does that make sense? Did you know that you can use the distributive property to multiply regular old numbers? This is what I'm talking about. If I have this, oh, before I do that, let me show you something else. You now have gotten used to seeing this, right? And so you see a rainbow, rainbow. What would the answer to this be? You can look at it and tell me.
2x plus 2. Oh, no. 2x plus 2.
2x plus 2, right? Rainbow, 2x, and then 2x plus 2. You guys got that. What if I wrote it like this? Is that still not multiplication? Isn't that still multiplication? Here's the deal. What if I take it? Remember, what am I allowed to do here? Is this not being multiplied? Is that being multiplied by that? Yeah. Isn't that what this means? The 2 is being multiplied by this? What am I allowed to do? So if I want to, I can make it 2 times x plus 1 if I want to. Whatever. The point is that, some of you may need to do this, but hopefully you get to the point where you're like, hold on, I can just, right, 2x plus 2, whatever. It's the same thing. Does that make sense? Or if I was to go, that's a times symbol. You would go, wait a second, what am I going to do here? What am I going to do here? Rainbow, rainbow, which is called the distributive property, right? Distributive property. Just because it looks a little funky, you know what you're allowed to do here, right? You know where you're allowed to move things, and that's why we went over the rules last on Wednesday or Friday, so that you would not be confused. Make sense? Okay. Watch this. What if I have 5 times, I don't know, 29. Now here's the deal. 5 times 29, most people can't do that one in their head. Here's the deal. You can if you use the distributive property. Brad, pay attention. Up here. Watch. What is 5 times, is that a 2? Is that a 2? That's 20. What's 5 times 20?
100.
Right? Plus, what is 5 times 9?
45.
Does that make sense? That's the distributive property. Did you know that that's the exact same thing as this? 29 times 5, the way you've been doing it? What am I really doing here? What am I multiplying here? 5 times 9, right, which is 45. And then I put a 0 here, but why am I doing that? Because what is 5 times 20? Is it 10? You've been doing the distributive property. Every time you do multiplication, you just didn't realize it. We're just writing it differently now. We're writing it algebraically, right? You could go 5 times 9 is 45. 5 times 20 is 100. There it is. That's what you've been doing. Okay. Look at the bottom of page 73. The very bottom of page 73. I want you to do the check your understanding example 5, A, B, and C right now. A, B, and C. No. All right, here we go. Let's do all 3. You're paying attention. This is how you learn. You just try it. For the first one, what is this called again? What am I going to use? The distributive property. Everybody say that?
Distributive property.
I want to hear it. This is just distributive property. I want to hear it.
Distributive property.
I really want to hear distributive property. One more time.
Distributive property.
Thank you. Rainbow, rainbow. What's 2 times 7?
14.
Okay. And then what is 2 times negative 3D? Negative 6D. Right? There it is. How many of you got 14 minus 6D? What did you put?
I did the wrong ones. I did the wrong one with 72.
What did you put, Brett? What did you put?
Oh, I did it wrong because,
Tell me what you wrote. What answer did you get?
it was like 8x minus 24.
You must be on the wrong. Oh, I see. You were doing the wrong questions.
Oh.
Yeah. The bottom of page 73, and I wrote them up on the board. Anyway, on this one, do you need to move the 3 to the front? Do you need to move that 3 to the front? No. 3 times 6m? 18m. 3 times 1 plus 3, right?
What if I got the opposite?
You have 3 plus 18m? Don't do that. But that's fine. It's not wrong. It will. If this was a minus, it would be you'd have it wrong, right?
That would make sense.
Letter C, negative 3 times 5t, negative 15t, and then negative 3 times a negative 2
6.
plus 6. How many of you got negative 15t plus 6? Is that important? Do you see there's a negative 3 here, and I'm multiplying it by a negative 2? Do you see it? I need you all to see it. Let's practice a few more. Let's do a few more. Do those two. All right, here we go. Paying attention. For real. On the first one, rainbow, rainbow, right? The distributive property. What is negative 4 times a positive 2x? No, it's not negative 8.
Oh,
Negative 8x.
Oh, it's negative 8x. Right? Right. You got to say it then. Negative 4 times a negative 5. Do you see how it's negative 4 times negative 5? What is that?
20.
Plus 20. How many of you got negative 8x plus 20? No? What'd you get?
I added 4 and 2 instead of multiplied.
So you just got to remember, we're distributing it. It's being multiplied, right? Got to remember. This one, do I really need to shift the negative 3 to this over here? Do I need to do that?
No.
No. I could if I wanted to. It's just you don't need to. Negative 3 times a negative 4x. Did you say negative 12x? But look, it's a negative 3 times a negative 4x, right? Negative 3 times negative 4, so it's 12x. That negative, guys, you got to pay attention to it. Negative 3 times a positive 2 is minus 6. How many of you got 12x minus 6? No? You add it again?
I did negative.
Listen, do you see why this is a positive 12, people?
Yes.
Do you see it? Negative 3 times negative 4. Right? Okay, we'll take a little quiz here. We'll make this one count a little bit, so you guys are really going to have to focus. Number 1. Here we go. I don't care. Those 3, that's good enough. Paying attention now. Here we go. I want eyes up here. Paying attention. I'm not kidding. See how you did? The first one, 4 times, well, you have to be able to recognize this. Do you see that's distributive property, right? 4 times 2x?
8x.
8x. 4 times negative 3? Minus 12. 8x minus 12. Raise your hand if you got that right. Did you? Okay. Number 2. Negative 5 times 4x. A negative times a positive? negative 20x. Negative 5 times a negative 3 is a plus 15. A negative times a negative, right? Who got that right? Negative 20x plus 15. Number 3. Do I need to shift the negative 1 out front? Do I need to shift the negative 1 out front?
No.
Can you?
Yes.
Yeah, it's up to you. Whatever. I don't need to. Negative 1 times a negative 3m. Negative times a negative is a positive. 1 times 3 is 3. 3m. Negative 1 times a 2. Negative 2. 3m minus 2. Raise your hand if you got that right. Okay. One last type of problem that I want you to know how to do is this. Remember when I showed you this, that 5, I showed you that like 7 times 3 times x plus 3 is the exact same thing as 7 times x plus 7 times 3. Right? Does that make sense? I showed you that. That's why we distribute it. We just do rainbow, rainbow. Right? So what if I give you this? 7 times x plus 7 times 3. And asked you to put the... hold on. I'm going to go like this. I won't go 7 times x. 7 times 5 plus 7 times 3. You can undo the distributive property here. Okay? And that would be this. 7 times 5 plus 3. You see what I'm saying? I'm actually undoing it. I'm putting it back. Now, why might you want to put that back? Because look at this. What can I do with this guy? What am I allowed to do to solve this? What's 5 plus 3? 8. 7 times 8? 56. It's easier to do, right? Look at this again. Let me give you a nasty one. 12 times... we'll do an ugly one. 12 times 16 minus 12 times 14. How many of you would like to multiply 12 times 16? How many of you enjoy doing this? You enjoy doing that, and then you want to go out the long way. You like to do that. So when you come in for your sets, I'll just give you like long ones of those because they're enjoyable. No, yeah, you don't like them. You don't like doing that. Here's the deal. Let's undo this. Let's undo it. It's 12 times 16 minus 12 times 14. Isn't that the same as 12 times 16 minus 14? Isn't that the same thing? Right? Because rainbow, rainbow would be 12 times 16 plus 12 times negative 14. Right? So, what is 16 minus 14? 2. What's 12 times 2? 24. A lot easier than doing this 12 times 16 and then the 12 times 14 and then subtracting them. Agreed? Okay, so one question you might get would look like this. What if I have this? I want you to simplify it. Anytime they say simplify, that means that you're going to make this as simple as you can. If that means you can give me an actual answer, then that's what you do. Try this. 2 times 9 minus 3 times 9. Try that, please. And use the distributive property. Undo the distributive property. It's kind of a weird one. I'll show you. It's kind of weird. Let me show you. What's the difference between 2 times 9 and 9 times 2? What's the difference between 3 times 9 and 9 times 3? So isn't this 9 times 2 minus 9 times 3? Isn't that the same exact thing? And then all of a sudden now you go, oh, it's 9 times 2 minus 3. Do you see what I'm talking about? Oh, what's 2 minus 3? Negative 1. 9 times negative 1? Okay, what about this one? You guys do this one. You can do it. I want you to do the distributive property. Switch things around if you need to, whatever. You can do it. first thing you're going to want to do here is recognize that what you need to do is go 3 times 9, because they're the exact same, minus 3 times 2, because they're the exact same, right? And then you go, okay, now it's 3 times 9 minus 2. You see what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
What's 9 minus 2?
7.
7. 3 times 7 is 21. Yes, of course, you could have gone 9 times 3 is 27 minus 6. That is not the point of this assignment, right? They want you to learn how to do the distributive properties. So I seriously hope that you will do what they ask you to do so that you will learn how to do the process. Anyway, here's your assignment. You do not have to do number 16. Okay?